This is Jerry G-Man doing the daily soundbite. It's almost 4 o'clock a.m. in the October the 20th. Okay, 2 days away from Hillary coming to Philadelphia, and I wrote a speech. For Hillary, and I'm going to spend today trying to get it in her hands, her people's hands. But watched the debate last night, and it reminded me of a famous quote by my idol, Will Rogers. I am not a member of any political party. I'm a Democrat. I mean, actually, I think of course, I'm a centrist, so I'm an independent. Neither party accomplishes anything, so why join one? They basically join the do-nothing parties. But it's about time they get off their ass and earn their money and did some. So hopefully the next president, it's going to be Hillary, obviously. She can do something in her 8 years in office because she will win this election. She will do a good job, and she will be reelected. As far as Trump, I would say 99% of you never heard the story about Trump with the small hands issue. 20 years ago, a columnist in New York, I won't mention his name, you can look him up. 20 years ago, a columnist in New York wrote a column about Donald Trump, about his bombacity and his arrogance, okay? 20 years ago, this guy wrote the column, and at the end of the column, he mentioned Trump's bad hands, his small hands, a big man with small hands, and what that was indicative of, and no pun intended with the indicative of. Anyway, Trump took offense, and in the last 20 years, every time Trump's been photographed, and he's probably been photoshopped a few times by people, by himself, to illustrate the point, every time a picture's been taken of him, Trump, in the last 20 years, where his hands appear to be bigger than they actually are, he circles the picture in gold ink, and sends it to this poor columnist, as a reminder that he's Trump and this guy's nothing, or some bullshit, or the guy lied, and it was the picture, the column that the guy wrote was rigged. Because in Trump's life, anybody in opposition to him, it was rigged. So if you watch the debate last night, the only thing he's learned in 3 debates is not to interrupt. He still interrupts all the time, but not to interrupt as much. Because in the first debate, he interrupted 26 times in 25 minutes, which was, I think, a Guinness Book World Record, I think. But anyway, that's my story for today. She's coming to Philly on Saturday. I will go see her. I'm going to vote for her. If I have a choice, really, I'd vote for nobody. But we got to elect somebody. And I want to make sure she gets elected and not him. So I got to do my democratic duty, and I will do that at the polls in November. I'm not sending her, $100,000. I'm not supporting her financially. She's raised $373 million so far, and she doesn't need my $100,000. She can get that if she needs an extra. If she runs out of money and needs an extra $100,000, she could go to George Soros to give it to her. I'm sure out of his money clip in his pocket. Okay, so anyway, that's the story. I just amazed by modern politics. I don't know how much. I have to do some research to see how much, like in 1932, the president raised for advertising in the newspapers, because there weren't any TVs to spend trillions on advertising. How much he spent in the newspaper advertising for his election, and how much he was paid back then. Because now they're paid $200,000, I believe it is, a year, and they spend $1 billion to get a $200,000 job. So maybe that's one of the inherent problems in this country. I don't know. Dwell on it. Thanks. Have an inspiring day, and that's the Daily Soundbite.